Hey, what's up? It's Brian here, and this is a lyrics analysis and song reaction to the song All the Above by Maino featuring T-Pain. And this came out back in the day, back in 2009. So this will not be your typical song reaction video. In fact, I'm not really going to go into how the song sounds or the beat of it. I'm more so going into the lyrics of it and talking about my perspective and meaning behind that. And I'm going to pause the video at several points too and talk in depth about it, so it's not going to be like the music all the way through. And when I pause too, I recommend that you pause also and think about your perspective on the lyrics and comment down below your thoughts on that too. So let's get right into it. Alright, so to start off too, before the music video, I kind of cut off the really beginning when he's talking to this person that's interviewing him actually, and he says, "This is my story." So I really love that because I think your music and just your artistic expression in general, whether it's writing, videos, should really express yourself. So I think that's really powerful. And it also shows pictures of his street where he grew up in I think New York too. And I do want to contrast this too to something that someone said to me when I was criticizing simxsantana in my last video, some negative messaging through his songs, and that person said that that was his story. So the difference between this song and that song is in that song, simxsantana was glorifying the negative aspects of his story. And as you'll see in a minute as this song progresses, Maino is not doing that. So Maino is framing his experiences and his story as he's grown through all this to become a better person. He's overcome all the above to become a better person. So it's a totally different lens, I think. And he also says, "Tell me what you see when looking at me." So I think that's tied to how people, a lot of times, they just put people in boxes. They generalize people. They don't want to look at the individuals. So whether that's young black males or people with criminal backgrounds or rappers even, people put them in boxes and then they just generalize the whole group. So you really have to avoid that. You have to see the truth in people and look at the facts from the individual. Struggle is nothing but love. I love that because I think growing through adversity, that's something that you definitely learn as you go through life, and having a positive relationship with adversity is really, really key, I believe. Because really, you can't change the past and you can't change your circumstance. You can only change your attitude through that. That's tied to Maya Angelou's quote. I think it was, if you can't change a circumstance or situation, you got to change your attitude, right? The one thing you have control over. So that's a really important perspective, I believe. So let's get back to the video. It is a good beat though, though I'm not analyzing the beat. So diving into these lyrics, he says he's a soldier, ghetto survivor, been at the bottom, suffered a lot, and headed straight to the top. So really inspiring messages right there. And in the music video, he shows clips of him doing push-ups in jail, writing things down, and that sort of thing. So that's really cool that he's, of course, acting in the music video, but that was a part of his life when he was locked up. And then the quote, "Money makes all of us change." So for this lyric, I didn't really know what he meant by this because there could be a couple meanings. Is he talking about himself and he changed with money? Or is he saying that maybe his hood changed because he was able to help the people from his community once he had money? Or maybe he's like, once he had money, people from his hood started acting fake, maybe to get the money. That's a little bit ambiguous. But again, that's not a criticism because music doesn't really have to be super clear. Music is supposed to be creative actually, and the artist really creates the intent when the meaning is ambiguous. So I am curious if he mentioned the intent with that line somewhere in an interview or something though. And one nitpick from the song is he does seem to encourage or promote materialistic things a little bit too much. And of course, that's his right, like that's his lifestyle, he can do that. But it just seems a little out of place in the song because the main theme of the song is self discovery, internal growth, all that stuff. So when he mentions that he got a car, it just seems a little out of place to me, to be honest. Though I am aware I'm probably the least materialistic person that there is, so that's just coming from me. So take it with a grain of salt, perhaps. So let's get back to the lyrics. Awesome, awesome. So I love that he says he'll go hard forever. I love that because with work ethic, there's no on and off switch. It's got to be consistent. You got to be built that way. And I go into this in my Raising an A series a little bit too, particularly the toughness video that I did. In terms of work ethic and toughness, like you can build it two different ways. So one is self-discipline, and you're pretty much metaphorically punching yourself in the dark through that and just grinding to achieve goals. So that's one way. And then the other way is you've been through extreme adversity. So you've been through things that have kind of, metaphorically punched you in the face and you've overcome that. So Maino in the song, he's talking about more so that second thing. Like he's been through all this adversity and those are his battle wounds, his scars. And in the music video, he actually shows a scar that's actually on his face. So you definitely have to respect his journey to overcome all that stuff. And I also love the quote, "You take all this from me and I'm still going to survive." And I love that too because honestly, that almost kind of counteracts the quote earlier with like the emphasis on getting a car and like money, right? Because he's really saying that money is not what makes you happy. You got to prioritize your inner strength, your toughness. That's what is tied to your authenticity and more in line with how you are built than anything on the outside. And the quote, "These rappers gonna lie." So that's so true. So many rappers and really just celebrities in general, artists, they can be so fake. Honestly, a lot of them just follow the pack and they're not really in line with what they actually think and their identity as a person. And really, this is for life in general. Like in 2021, I think things are just getting worse. A lot of people, they lack their own identity. They take a group identity over their own identity. And social media and influences in someone's life could really lead them to go down an unauthentic path and just lie and not really be true to their word at all. And this is something that I really noticed is in life in general, honestly. Once I started talking to more people, when I was like 21, 22, 23, and I talked to more people outside my circle, and I was kind of surprised because I thought everyone was real and, was honest with things, but I found out very quickly that that's not the case. And I like the quote that he says, "Wave high to haters too." So I don't know if he's being sarcastic here, but I hope he's not. Because he's meeting negativity with positivity. And I think that's the right approach to wish your haters well, pretty much. He's not saying put up the middle finger to them. He's saying wave high to them, which are polar opposites. That's a very interesting thing that he said in this song. And I actually got into a little argument with a guy on LinkedIn over this who was kind of insinuating that you should take pride and joy in other people's failures, especially if they attack you. So I thought that was a very misguided approach to things, and we had a little respectful dialogue back and forth on that. So I just feel very strongly about meeting negativity with positivity, and I like that Maino said that in this song. So let's get back to the song. So Maino goes back to what he said earlier in that he feels judged at times. And it's a very interesting quote that he says, easy to hate, harder to love. So I think this is really true because I think a lot of people, they look down on people who have made mistakes, who maybe are misguided. Right, so for me, I definitely try to fight that temptation anytime I can. Even that last video I did, you really need to pay attention to the language that I use because I hate the lyrics of the song. I do not hate the person saying the lyrics, right? So ideas versus identity, that's a big distinction that you have to be aware of as you're communicating ideas and as you're viewing people talk too. You know, because I think it's really important to show compassion to people doing something that you think is wrong. So simxsantana, right, for my last video, I don't hate him. I think he's misguided, but I really hope that he changes it around. And this ties into also, if you're gonna give constructive criticism, make sure you're framing it in a positive way, in a solution-based way, so it doesn't come off as hating. Right, so that's really important. You need to make people feel valued no matter who they are. I firmly believe that. And the quote that he said too, picture you wasting your life. This goes back into, it's hard to judge someone unless you stepped in their shoes. And I've worked with people out of prison. I've worked with young people that have dropped out of high school and in alternative high school. I work with people that are homeless, and that's really the main thing. Everyone can change for the better. It doesn't matter who you are. As long as you have motivation to change and you can identify how to do that, which is key, then you can make that happen. So Maino, he really perfected his hustle through struggle, as he says. So that's really key. And honestly, that's one of the main points of my channel. Just through your struggle, get stronger, become more confident, self-develop as a person. That's a really key thing that I think everyone ideally should learn in life at some point. And honestly, this is the sort of song that kids need to hear. I mean, there's nothing really super deep about it, to be honest. It's almost cliche a bit even, but it's so much better than a lot of the trashy lyrics from a lot of songs out there that almost perpetuate negative stereotypes of maybe someone in prison or the inner city or a black person, right? So there's a lot of songs that further that trauma and pain and kind of encourage people to live in that negativity. Whereas this song is very uplifting. It's saying, look, this is all the adversity, this is the struggle, and I've overcome it, Maino is saying, right? And so it's a really uplifting and positive song from that standpoint. So let's go back to the lyrics.
I envision Obama, I envision the diamonds, I envision Ferraris. If the world was perfect, oh my behind me, ain't you happy I made it? Then I'm making a statement. Take a look, and you can tell that I'm destined for greatness.
So I love that he says refuse to lose, because you really have to have that mentality in life. I think that competitiveness is one of the most underrated character traits to have, because you have to be competitive to be better than you were yesterday, to overcome a particular situation, to study harder than the next person. So that's all really important stuff. And for me personally, I just try to embody that too. Be the best father I can be, for example. Even these videos, I really try to put up as creative and deep content as I possibly can be that's authentic to me. So I really love that he emphasizes competitiveness and just grinding, refusing to lose, all that stuff in the video. Really powerful stuff. And he says he envisioned Obama, diamonds, Ferraris. So again, my one little nitpick is he does mention materialistic things a bit much. I mean, in a tiny bit, it does stray away from, I feel like, the message of internal growth through adversity and struggle in the song, but it is just a minor part. I think you have to view money almost as a tool, right? Like, of course, everyone wants money, but then what is the vision once you get money? I think that should be what the vision is in general. What gives you fulfillment and meaning in life? I think that's a great emphasis to have. So I hope people don't confuse the message of the song, like, oh, once I get money, I just get Ferraris and stuff. Like, no. Like, he also mentions giving back to it, so it had positive impact and stuff. So I think that's what you have to prioritize first, for sure. So let's go back to the lyrics. Awesome. So that's the song, man. And you know, I love the lyric "grind don't stop," right? I think that's a big message from it. No matter where you are in life, if you made it, if you're at the bottom, the grind does not stop. You just gotta still be competitive, be the best person that you can possibly be. If you're not progressing, then you're going backwards, or it's only a matter of time before you do. So really, I really love this song. I think it's about you can overcome all of the above and still achieve your greatness in life. And I think that's a great message for everyone. Like if you agree, comment down below your thoughts. And next video, I'll be doing a song reaction video to Luke Fiasco's song "Words I Never Said." So watch out for that video. Take care.
Overcome all the above. Comment down below your thoughts on the song.